Am I the only one shocked by Canada's sudden policy change? It seems like just yesterday, Canada was welcoming international students with open arms, promoting itself as a land of opportunity and a beacon of hope for those seeking a better future. Now, with a swift and unexpected policy shift, the dreams of thousands are hanging by a thread. Thousands of international students might be forced out. These students, who have invested their time, money, and hopes into building a life in Canada, are now facing the harsh reality of potentially having to leave the country they have come to call home. Over 70,000 international students in Canada are facing an uncertain future due to drastic policy changes. These changes have not only affected their academic pursuits, but also their mental well-being, as the stress of an uncertain future weighs heavily on their minds. These students, who moved to Canada with dreams of a better life, now find those dreams shattered. They came here with the hope of gaining a world-class education, contributing to the Canadian economy, and eventually becoming permanent residents. But now, all of that is at risk. The Canadian government has reduced study permits and restricted pathways to permanent residency. This policy change has created a ripple effect, impacting not only the students but also the institutions that rely on their presence and the communities that benefit from their contributions. This means many students, after years of hard work and investment, could be deported when their work permits expire. Imagine spending years of your life working towards a goal, only to have it snatched away just as you are about to achieve it. The emotional and financial toll is immense. Protests are erupting across the country, from Vancouver to Toronto, and even in smaller cities, international students and their supporters are taking to the streets to voice their discontent and demand justice. Students armed with signs and a sense of urgency are braving the elements to make their voices heard. They are not just fighting for their own futures, but also for the future of Canada as a diverse and inclusive nation. In Prince Edward Island, some have been protesting for over 3 months. Despite the harsh weather conditions, these students remain steadfast in their resolve, hoping that their persistence will lead to meaningful change. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has acknowledged the vital role these students played during the COVID-19 labor shortage. During the pandemic, international students stepped up, filling essential roles and helping to keep the economy afloat. However, he states that the country's economic needs have now shifted. While this may be true, it does not negate the contributions these students have made or the promises that were made to them. This sudden change leaves many in limbo, burdened with heavy loans and uncertainty. They are left wondering what their next steps should be and how they will manage the financial strain of potentially having to return to their home countries without the opportunities they were promised. The financial burden is particularly heavy for those who have taken out loans to fund their education. With the prospect of deportation looming, they face the daunting task of repaying these loans without the job opportunities they were counting on. Advocacy groups argue that these students were encouraged to come to Canada with the promise of a pathway to permanent residency. They were sold a dream that now seems to be slipping away, and these groups are calling on the government to honor its commitments. Students are demanding fairness and a future they were promised. They are not asking for special treatment but rather for the chance to achieve the goals they set out to accomplish when they first arrived in Canada. The government must find a balance between addressing domestic issues and honoring commitments to international students. It is a complex issue, but one that requires thoughtful consideration and a fair approach. For more information on alternate pathways to permanent residency, visit the Government of Canada's website. There you can find resources and guidance on how to navigate this challenging situation. The fight continues as these students strive to build the lives they dreamed of in Canada. They remain hopeful that their voices will be heard, and that a solution will be found that allows them to stay and contribute to the country they have come to love. These students have not only contributed economically but also culturally, enriching the Canadian tapestry with their diverse backgrounds and perspectives. They have volunteered in communities, participated in cultural exchanges, and built bridges between Canada and their home countries. Academically, international students have been at the forefront of research and innovation. They have collaborated with Canadian students and faculty on groundbreaking projects, contributing to advancements in various fields. During the pandemic, many international students worked in essential services, including healthcare, retail, and food services. Their efforts were crucial in keeping these sectors running smoothly during a time of crisis. Despite the challenges they face, these students have achieved remarkable milestones. They have received awards, been recognized for their contributions, and have shown resilience in the face of adversity. Beyond academics and work, International students have built meaningful relationships in Canada. They have formed friendships, started families, and created support networks that make the prospect of leaving even more heartbreaking. Their activism is a testament to their commitment to making Canada a better place. They are not just fighting for their own futures, but also for the principles of fairness and justice that Canada stands for. Many are now seeking legal advice and exploring all possible options to remain in Canada. They are determined to find a way to stay and continue contributing to the country they have grown to love. Community centers and support groups have become lifelines for these students, providing them with the resources and assistance they need during this challenging time. Social media has become a powerful tool for raising awareness about their plight. Students are sharing their stories, hoping to garner public support and put pressure on the government to reconsider its policies. Peaceful protests and vigils are being held across the country, with students and their allies standing in solidarity, united in their call for justice and fairness. Despite the uncertainty, many students continue to focus on their studies, determined to make the most of their time in Canada. They remain hopeful that their hard work and dedication will pay off in the end. They are also actively seeking employment opportunities, hoping to secure jobs that will allow them to stay in Canada and continue contributing to the economy. Cultural festivals and events have become platforms for international students to showcase their heritage and celebrate diversity. These events highlight the rich cultural contributions that international students bring to Canada. Beyond academics and work, international students are also active in sports and extracurricular activities, enriching the social fabric of their communities. Mental health workshops and counseling services have become essential, as the stress and anxiety of the current situation take a toll on students' well-being. Support networks are crucial in helping them navigate these challenging times. Graduation ceremonies, though tinged with uncertainty, are still moments of celebration and hope. These students have worked hard to reach this milestone, and they remain optimistic about their future in Canada. Through community service and volunteer work, international students continue to give back, demonstrating their commitment to making a positive impact in Canada. Engaging in policy discussions and meeting with policymakers, these students are advocating for changes that will allow them to stay and continue contributing to Canada. The diversity of international students is one of Canada's greatest strengths. They come from all corners of the globe, bringing unique perspectives and experiences that enrich Canadian society. As they reflect on their journey, these students remain hopeful. They dream of a future where their contributions are recognized and valued, and where they can continue to build their lives in Canada. Despite the challenges, moments of joy and small victories keep them going. They support each other, finding strength in their shared experiences and collective resilience. Their determination is unwavering. They are pushing forward, striving for success, and holding on to the hope that their efforts will lead to a brighter future in Canada. United in their cause, these students stand together, determined to make their voices heard and to fight for the future they were promised. Their journey is far from over, and their resilience is a testament to their strength and determination. As they reflect on their journey, these students remain hopeful. They dream of a future where their contributions are recognized and valued, and where they can continue to build their lives in Canada. Despite the challenges, moments of joy and small victories keep them going. They support each other, finding strength in their shared experiences and collective resilience. Their determination is unwavering. They are pushing forward, striving for success, and holding on to the hope that their efforts will lead to a brighter future in Canada. United in their cause, these students stand together, determined to make their voices heard and to fight for the future they were promised. Their journey is far from over, and their resilience is a testament to their strength and determination.